versus Carlisle. It's another tough away trip. What we need up there.
Yeah, it's going to be. It's first and foremost, it's a long journey, but there's enough experience amongst staff, players to navigate that. We'll try and stop off on the way and break the trip up a little bit, but it's going to be an early start. It's going to be a late finish. We know what we're getting. We know what we're getting up there. Carlisle are flying. They're in good form. Really good club. Really good team. Top manager. They fight for every blade of grass. They run. They press. They cover. They put you under pressure. So, look, again, like I say, and probably a broken record, we say this every week, League Two is what League Two is all about, and they epitomise the division, hence the reason why they're doing so well.
Paul Simpson's really, since he's come in, he's done a terrific job, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's done a great job. He's a good man, he's a good bloke, he's done terrifically well in his career, and he's done great with the England underage teams. So yeah, he's a good bloke, good manager. He'll have them at it, he'll have them firing. And they've taken in a couple of new signings this week who I really like, the couple of players they brought in. So they'll have a freshness about them as well in the squad. They'll be eager to get going. They didn't have a game last weekend. They're at home. They'll look forward to it. I'm sure they'll look forward to get going again. And look, we'll have our work cut out. We know that. We know it's going to be a tough afternoon, and we'll have to be at our best, each and every one of us. And it'll take a massive, big team effort to come away with anything from Carlisle.
You mentioned the toughness, but you showed that resilience in Rochdale. Tough, heavy conditions, goal down.
Yeah. I have to say, and I say it all the time, not just the players and the staff, but the football club, the resilience and the character, the work ethic that's at this football club is really unique. It's an honest football club, honest, hard-working football club, and that goes from the top right down to the bottom. And it's brilliant to be part of, to be honest, because those traits are right up my street as well. You know, the honesty, the hard work, the work ethic, everybody mucks in. The resilience, the character. This group of lads, as I said before, they never know when they're beat. They may be down, they may not be playing well in periods of games, but they'll never beat. The performances have been really strong as well. So it's been really positive. I have to be honest. It's been really positive. The performances, the displays. There's been a lot of different traits that we've seen and identified from the players over the last month. And one of those in abundance is the resilience, is the character, is the never say die attitude, and the willingness to run through brick walls for this football club. So we've been asked a lot of questions, as you do in League Two. That's part and parcel of League Two football. The questions we've been asked, we've tended to answer. We've tended to answer them.
It's 4 unbeaten, but I guess it's turning the unbeaten run into one with 3 points.
Yeah, well, you gotta start somewhere. You gotta start somewhere, and you gotta put some sort of run and consistency together. So I've asked the lads for consistency and continuity. I hope I've given them that since I've come in, and I think they're giving us that back. I think we're not daft. We know where we are. We know what we need. We know we come up short in one or two areas, but when you come up short in one or two areas, other areas step up to the plate, and it's been a real eye opener. It's been brilliant to be amongst them. They energise you. This group energises me every day I come through the front door, because there's so much enthusiasm, there's so much growth and development in this squad, and I keep saying it. And we're a work in progress, to be fair. But if you've got the basics of resilience and the character that we have, and if you've got that honesty and that work rate, that attitude, that commitment, that alone is brilliant. We now have a few little finishing touches to put together and to put into the team. The chances we're creating, the opportunities we're creating, and the way we're playing, the performances. They've been really strong. They've been really strong and really good. And I know everybody would be calling for should have been 4 wins instead of 4 draws and things like that. But that sometimes is where you're at in football and where you find yourself. And that's where we're at the minute. We've not got the rub of the green. A lot of things have gone against us. Not only weather, but the decisions and things like that. A lot of things have gone against us, and that's why I take my hat off to this group. They've had a lot to deal with. We're in, as we say, it's what are we, 9:30, 10:15 on a Thursday morning. We still yet don't know where we're training because of the elements. So and the players have to deal with that, and they do deal with it. They get on with it, and they deal with it first class. And I take my hat off to them.
Points per game has gone up since you've been at the helm. It's still a little nervy, isn't it? When you look, well, it's nervy when you see Rochdale win at Bradford and things like that. Do you look at tables?
I didn't see. I seen Rochdale won, but obviously I didn't see the game. Where points have gone up, the clean sheets have gone up. Our position in the league has I think it's gone up a place or 2 places. I don't know. You guys might be able to correct me. I don't know. The performances have gone up. The output has gone up. Everything we're doing has gone up. Has had small mediocre rises, but we'd like to be winning games. We'd like to be, instead of coming off the pitch drawing, we'd like to be winning games. We'd like to have clean sheets and be winning more and scoring more. But as I say, we work with what we've got. We're an honest group of lads. And then I thought the decision making at the football club, as much as people want to turn it into negativity, I thought the decision from the board, the chairman, the players, and to travel last Friday rather than travel on a Saturday, showed the decision making process that the football club is strong, is together. And I thank the board, I thank the players and the thing, because it was my call and it was on my head. And that showed in our second half performance last Saturday. Had we possibly travelled Saturday morning, I don't think our second half performance would have been as strong given the games we've had and the week we've had. So thank the players for making that decision, thank the chairman and thank the board for backing me. It was a late call by me, and it was a brilliant call, and then brilliant bit of support from the players and from the board and the chairman to get behind me.
I was going to say, because in terms of that, there was a lot of online noise about this, that and the other, but you've got a budget, haven't you, with how many away overnighters you can have? I'll be honest, I don't go on social media. I'm not, as you can probably tell, I'm a little bit I don't do social media, so I wouldn't have a clue. But like I said, the second half performance last week at Rochdale was very strong and got us back into the game, and that's testament to the backing and the decision making of the players who decided to go up on the Friday, and the board and the chairman who backed the players in that decision. I put it to them. I asked, a late call on my behalf. I just thought it was the right thing to do. Very late call actually, but again, character, resilience of the players. They decided to go with it. They were happy to go with it as a group, and again, the chairman and the board were happy to back me on it. So I think it was a brilliant all-round call. I think it was a great call all round, to be honest. There was some speculation that you paid for the bill, which
I'm a tight Irish man. You will have no chance of that.
This one is a long trip. In Carlisle's always an overnighter. It'd be an all dayer if you didn't go overnight to Carlisle.
It's a long trip. It's probably, or it is factually, the longest in the division for ourselves, I believe. You'd probably tell me different. I can't go through the whole division now, but it's one of the longest trips.
I think it is slightly above Barrow.
Yeah, it's a tough one. It is a tough one. It's a tough. And look, I've had years at Plymouth Argyle, and we used that to our advantage. So when teams were coming long distances down to us, so you've got to have the right mindset. You've got to have the right mentality before you step onto this bus on Friday morning. You've got to have strong character. You've got to be resilient, and you've got to be prepared for what's coming your way. And that's how we'll obviously prepare for this trip. They're in good form. They're doing very well, as I say, and we'll have our work cut out. And we will need each and every member of our squad, management squad and players, to be on their game, to be at it, and to be giving their all if we're to come out with anything on Saturday.
Well, do you break it up halfway? You know, some clubs maybe train at say Burton or Derby or something. Well, not Derby.
We'd be going in a totally different direction if you were going Burton or Derby.
If you go in a Hartlepool, they do it sometimes.
But like I say, I look out the window. We don't know where we're training this morning, as with the weather, the elements. So it's going to be very difficult to get facilities with the weather. We will break the trip up. Naturally, you can't do that length with the drivers and things like that. They need to stop. They need to break the trip up. So it will be broke up. Yes, where and for how long, I don't know. And if we can get some facilities, we will try. But if we don't, we will just adjust. It's that time of year, I think you look out the front window and you can see the weather, the water coming down from the sky. So it's very, very difficult to get training facilities for ourselves, never mind off other clubs.
On the transfer market, how are things progressing for you with your targets?
We've got a game tomorrow. We've got a game Saturday. It's got a game Saturday. Games are coming thick and fast. I've not really stopped, but look, I've got 1 or 2 players in mind. As of yet, they've not come through the front door. If they do, brilliant. If they don't, we just move on. We get on with what we've got, as I've said all along.
How tough is January?
Well, January is very tough. Not just in the football industry, but I think in life, because it's obviously the start of a new year, and after the height of the Christmas period and family time and all that. January is notoriously a tough month, irrespective of what industry you're in or what job you're in. But yeah, it is a tough month. The football, the travelling that we're having to do, and things like that. It is tough. But like I say, we have to. We're lucky. The job we do is brilliant. I love the job we do. The players love the job they do. So you won't hear us moaning and complaining, other than decisions that are made on the pitch. But
in terms of the window in January,
the January window,
as opposed to summer, which summer's a lot more people out contract, for example, whereas getting people in halfway through.
Okay. Look, you'll have a lot more movement in the summer windows than you do in the January windows. The January windows, you don't have any power, you don't have any strength. The players have all the power, have all the strength. So that's a major difference. You can get held to ransom, and you can make knee-jerk reactions, knee-jerk decisions in January. But the summer window, you've obviously got a lot more time to plan, to organise, and to structure. But January, you just need to be careful in January that you don't make these knee-jerk reactions and jump on things that don't work for you.
Have you got room to do what you want to do, though, financially, from the chairman and the board? They've given you the backing?
Well, like I say, since I've come through the front door, the chairman and the board have been nothing but honest, open, and they've backed me in everything I've done. I alluded to last week's backing, I alluded to Northampton backing. When we first come in, we had a Northampton game on a Saturday. So yeah, they have. They've certainly backed us, to be fair.
And there was another development game in midweek with a lot of trialists. Is that more for development team trialists rather than first team trialists, or in the lineup to play Cardiff Met? Were they more the amount of trialists in that team? They're not to come in. Were you having a look at any of them?
Yeah, I was having a look at them all.
The first team.
We were looking at. It was a game on Tuesday against Cardiff Met. Again, obviously, we had to shift venue with the weather. We went on 4G on Tuesday. We had a couple of players that we invited in to have a look at them. Our development lads, our young kids, got some game time. They've gone far too long, again, without game time. So that's something that I need to put in place as well at the football club, regular development games to help these young lads. There's 1 or 2 of them that will maybe go out on loan as well, locally, to get some game time under the belt. So there was lots of different elements to the game. There was game time, there was fitness levels, there was trialists. And obviously there was development programs that we have to try and meet with these young kids. So there was a lot of elements, and it was a brilliant exercise. It was well worth the 90-minute run out.
Do you get nervy when you sort of see, because the other strugglers that have looked at Matt J, Timothy Dieng, Tom Nichols, that some teams are going quite big, aren't they?
They are, yeah. It's I've never known it. I've never seen that like it, to be honest. But look, that's not in my control. I can't control that. That's up to them. So I'd much rather be in their position than theirs. But look, if they want to spend and they have the capacity to spend the way they're spending, that's nothing we can do about that. It's uncontrollable from our point of view. We can only control what we can control.
Finally, is it sort of, you looking at permanence or loans? Is that what's the easiest thing to get done in this tricky window?
I'm looking at improving the team. I'm looking at improving the group. So if there is a player there that's available and it can improve the team, I will certainly consider that.